Hello everybody, and welcome to today's stream. I turned my volume down here. Let me bump up my audio. Trying to prevent any pops here because I feel like pops have been kind of an issue recently. So hopefully this will fix that. Let me get my headphones on here. All right. So today we are playing ranked, of course. Before our interview with Singularity. So that will be later today at 1 p.m. For now, we're going to go ahead and jump into ranked here. I believe right now it's Tower Control. Yeah, Museum and Crab Leg, which isn't too bad. And we have Rainmaker and Eel Sail and Ship Shape, which is not the worst, but it certainly could be better. So I'll probably play a good chunk of both here. Yeah, as you can see, I did get my clams because I had to record some stuff earlier. Team White Chocolate did win, unfortunately, which is a little annoying, but oh well. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and just join into Tower Control here. I think I'm confident enough in Blaster where I kind of want to give it a shot. So I'll go ahead and give that a shot here. We'll go ahead and equip. We'll do that. We'll do, because I want to kind of build it up on Bubbler, but at the same time, we'll run. I don't think I actually need this much Ink Saver, so I think I'll run this. And we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So I think I am fairly confident enough with Blaster that I could play this for a series. If not, I can always swap over to the Tri-Stringer, which I also might do just because it's been a while since I've really gotten any Tri-Stringer practice. So I figured that could be useful. But yeah, today we are going to be interviewing with Singularity. I already have the podcast set up here. There's me here and Discord over there. So I already have everything set up. Hopefully we'll be starting on time because sometimes, you know, Splatoon players are not the most punctual of people. But we'll go ahead and see what's happening. Like I said, that is going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific today. Yeah, excuse me. Whew. Okay. Yeah, ready. Sorry. Oh, let me also. Where's my mouse? There it is. Mute that. All right, let's get on with it. And drop here. So my whole goal here is to be kind of patient. Crap. Just because, you know. Oh, hi, Clash Blaster. My goal here is to be a little bit patient, especially because they do have to double backline here. So I want to be kind of careful in how this is run. Okay. That trade is a good thing. As long as I can get, like, decent trades and stuff, then we should be okay. Ah. Ow! Dude, that was such a late bubble, or that was such a late kill from that. That was so funny. We're gonna go ahead and just kind of leave them be here. Yeah. Man, that guy's paying attention. Okay. I'm getting used to playing kind of like semi-aggressively again. It's been a long time since I've actually had to do a proper like aggressive play style. And that is primarily because of, like, back in Splatoon 2, I used to play, like, a lot of cleared apple dualies, which you really had to, like, play aggressive. In this one, in this one, you do have to kind of play a little bit more carefully. Get down here, get rid of that. One. Got two. What is it? There's a tower. I was like so confused on what the tower was. Okay. Flash Blaster is kind of ruining my fun, but what else can you expect from Flash Blaster? Crap. Hmm? Ah. One. Crap. Ran out of ink. And I was in the Disruptor 2, whichever would help her Toxic Mist. Surprise, buddy. That. Nice. We're kind of being, like, this is a pretty impressive comp on our side, so I don't really expect us to be, like, struggling a whole lot here. The Stringer is taking, like, way too aggressive positions, which is a good thing. I would just not do it there. Sorry, I wanted to move my microphone closer to my face. Like, that was a good position, or that was like an aggressive position, which is good, because that's what you want. But you don't necessarily want that from... You don't necessarily want that from that angle. Like, if you're over to the left of the spinner from, like, their point of view, if they're on the left of the spinner and they were on ground level, that would be a more aggressive position, where I think that would be a better position for the Stringer to take rather than, like, the E-Leader. Like, the E-Leader shouldn't have left high ground at all. E-Leader should have stayed right where the spinner was, or, of course, like, at the edge of the, ledge, right before mid. Those are two good spots for the E-Leader to be. As for the Stringer, I think they should have been a little bit closer up on the either left side, like circling around, just because it's a little bit easier to escape when you're going, like, hold on. I actually want to explain my point here. This is very, like, I actually want to explain my point with the map here. Give me a second. We'll do this. We'll do... I'll explain my point later, but basically you'd want to stay around, like if the spinner was right here, you'd want to stay around the left side of it because you have an easier way to escape on that side, rather than the right side where you're kind of like, once you drop, you're kind of stuck there until, like you're kind of just stuck there for a while. I took a risk. I wanted to move that charger, which was my main goal. Okay, we got two. We got two of their close range. Aside from the blaster. Oh crap! I didn't want to get marked here. Okay, that was a good one. This there's a this bucket is doing a good job at being a support right now. I want to be careful. Damn. They're kind of holding good areas, which is a bit irritating. Like, I'm okay with kind of hanging out up here. Careful, dude. He has splashdown. I think he's going to escape. That's the main reason why I just wanted to throw bombs out that direction. Just because... The main reason why I wanted to throw bombs out in that direction was specifically to get rid of the... specifically get rid of that guy. I am being a little bit more passive than I feel like I should be. Nice. Let me pop that up right there, actually. Okay. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna push forward here. I'm gonna try to make as much space as possible. They have a disconnect, which could be ideal. Ah, I ran out of ink. Shit. I need to be more careful about how I engage here, because I keep running out of ink. I think it's just because I'm not used to it, maybe. Nice. Like, I'm still not quite used to the ink consumption of the blaster. So it's one of those things where... Slash. Okay. It's one of those things where it's like, because I'm playing a newer weapon that I don't usually play, I gotta have to be more considerate in how the weapon works. Okay. I also have to get used to the distance. Because distance is another thing where I'm not really too considerate of, mostly just because, again, the weapons that I play, you know, can cover most distances pretty easily. How is he alive still? Okay. Damn. Ran out of ink too. He should be dead. Okay. Damn, it popped. I don't feel confident jumping into that. Let's jump over here. Just keep them. Oh man, I didn't hit any of my shots there? Are you kidding? Wow, okay. I was not useful in that fight at all. I wasn't useful this entire game, dude. I was struggling. Mostly, I think, because my approach kept being hindered. Okay, hold on. Let me go to Sendo really quickly, because I want to explain. Where is it? Planner. Museum on... Well, it doesn't really matter where, but we'll do tower. We'll do overhead. Oops, overhead. So, like, on this map here, as you can, like, see, just like, right around here. Right around first check. Okay, I see which direction this overhead is. But basically how you can see, like, standing... like here. Oh my god, sorry. I'm struggling to find the mouse. But standing like right here is good if you're looking for an aggressive position for this way. But if you need to retreat, you'd have to go like all the way around here, which is not very ideal. Of course I wouldn't recommend that. So like if you're playing backline and you need a place to stand and you don't want to stand like right here, like, that is where, if I bring out, like, the E-leader, or, like, let's say pencil, where the heck did the pencil spawn? I hate where it puts these sometimes. Can I, like, drag them? No. But, like, say, like, you want the pencil to be right here. Well, if I was a stringer, you'd want to be, like, somewhere, in, like, this general location, just so you can more easily escape. That's the whole premise that I have. So, and they can kind of take that from this. 3 backlines. I mean, I'm glad that I have Inkline. I'm gonna have to be careful because I'm the only kind of forward momentum that they have. Nice. Yeah, I'm the only kind of forward momentum that they have, so I'm gonna try to be a little bit more, like, sneaky here. Wow. Ah. And I need to be hitting my shots if I'm gonna try to be sneaky here. This is a really bad matchup for me. I'm gonna try this one more time. Although it just depends on how... it depends on how, what's it called? How observant they are. And right now, they're pretty damn observant. Oh my god. Like, I don't have the... Set that. Or not. I don't have the paint to do this. Like, I do not have the paint to really approach. Painting by myself is not ideal. Like, that was an awful team comp. Triple AoE and, like, no paint to speak of. There's no way I'm getting any kills that way. Okay, I'm gonna swap weapons here because the blaster is not working anymore. I don't really want to play long range right now. I can play support. And just stick with the same kit. I like Splash. I don't even think Splash is annoying. Like right now, I just am I'm gonna focus on painting for support mostly. So I'm probably gonna at least follow someone a lot. And kind of like, you know, of course, chuck burst bombs. Keep paint behind them. Use crab, of course, when necessary. I'm not gonna use crab on tower because I want to try to. I'm trying to offset like where you would see a crab. Unless it's like a GG crab type situation, then I will pretty much be trying to offset crab as much as possible. Do it from high ground, but do it from positions where I think it would be best for crab to be. Not like behind the glass on the right side where spawn is. Preferably like on the ledge, as long as there's no like roller or blaster. Or the top right here. I really think holding top right on this area is going to be the best way to go. So I'm going to try to stick with this Octo Shot and try to paint as much support for him as possible. Because that's essentially what I want to be here, is I want to be, not paint bot, of course, but I want to paint and give as much headroom as possible for them. Like, give as much headroom as possible for them, just to make sure that they are able to, like, keep up as much space as humanly possible, essentially. Like, prevent them from pushing on the charger here. Keeping, like, this side area painted, and then, again, using crab when necessary. Whenever it facilitates, like right here. I don't think I can hit quite up there yet. Get him. If I could get like to the top, that would be great. This is super chunks. I'm gonna be able to hit him. Got two. Okay. Didn't mean to press this way. Faded, which isn't really good trade because I have my special active, but him. Again, keeping this lower area as painted as possible is going to be the best way for me to handle the situation. Just giving a place for people to go is going to be the most ideal. Push him back. Man, a part of me kind of wonders what would happen if they gave, like, Splash Kraken, because I never had Kraken before. It had Inkzuka, and Suction Bomb Rush, and it always has had Suction Bomb Rush, but I'm curious what would happen if they gave it, like, Kraken. I don't know if that would be a cruel joke or not, but it would be kind of insane. Mm. 14-2. I consider myself a pretty, like, this is like what I would consider to be okay play. But I think it's mostly because the Splash-O-Matic is very easy to pick up and use. The only thing you really have to get used to is the perfect accuracy in the air. But aside from that, I really think the Splash-O-Matic is very easy, which is why I'm not a huge fan of it anymore. Although it's always been easy. Or at least I've always considered it to be an easy weapon to use, just because like it's good at support, it's good at slaying, it has a burst bomb, it has one of the best specials in the game. Not the best special in the game currently, but one of the best specials in the game currently. Like, honestly. So again, I'm going to be playing mostly support in terms of these dualies. I'm probably going to focus a little bit more on support from the dualies, just because I think I'm going to focus a little bit more support on the dualies. Just because they're more mobile, I do think dualie players are a little bit more restricted in movement. Just because, of course, they have the dodge roll, so they're a little bit more unpredictable. But aside from that, it's just like, fuck, I was so trapped. I couldn't really do much. I'm gonna go up here. Oh, that got me. Damn, I was really trying to focus on getting them from the back that I wasn't really paying a lot of attention to the front. The fact that they got up there was actually a crime, especially with the Dread, because that means we can't approach them. I'm surprised that Re-Slider managed to get me up there on the crab. Unless the guy had like special power up, I didn't think it would be able to reach all the way up there. Even then, the splash damage kind of destroyed the rest of my crab. I know I didn't have a whole lot left, but even still. I don't know what's really gotten into me with wanting to play Splash. I don't play Splash. I guess I just wanted to play a crab weapon that wasn't the heavy edit. While I love the heavy edit, I'm just like, it's so hard to use in, well, okay. It's hard to use in a multiplayer sense, but I think I have gotten pretty decent with it, of course, since I've been using it since the beginning. I think I should probably play maybe a little bit of it this time around. Oh, this is nothing but short range. Okay, I'm playing hardcore support here. Which is fine, I'm okay with that, but still. I'm gonna have to wait patiently here. Because I know he's on the other side of this, but... Shit. God damn it. Really? Why would you throw it over there? That was just specifically towards me. Like, what the hell? I want to get on this tower. You. I'm not surprised actually that they managed to hit that. It is freaking either after all. That shit. Oh god, okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like kind of I'm still like thinking about that. Jeez. Keep that paint over there. Fuck. What a weird... That's a bad build for dualies, dude. Bro just, like, assaulted that man. Really, all we have to do is kind of just keep tabs on them. Try to make sure they don't come in from behind. We should be okay. I don't trust that jump. Not that I don't trust my teammates, it's just that I don't know who's watching that jump. And that's the main reason why I'm gonna paint a little bit. Nice. Oh, let me up. Wouldn't it be like actually funny if Splatoon had like kind of a hand cannon? Okay. This guy is being very patient, which I appreciate. Ow. Wasn't paying attention. I always kind of forget that E-leaders are there. Again, I don't trust that jump because... Oh, they took out the E-leader. As soon as I'm like, oh, I don't trust that jump, they killed like 3 people. Not even kidding. Force them to waste that. 2 down. Wow. I don't even know what happened to that. I don't even know what happened to that. I love this game. And sub power up. That's actually a really, really decent build for the Splash-O-Matic. I'll actually keep that. I can actually see that being useful in more ways than one. Yeah, I paid it 1,300 points of paint. I'm definitely playing this as more of a support weapon than anything. Trying to go through my DMs here, clean up my DMs. I'll do that later. All right, more support. Nice. Ah! You know, I've always wanted to see, like, the hitboxes of the squids. There hasn't really been a mod visualizing the hitboxes of the squids, but I would love to see that. Mostly just because, like, I just want to see how they're programmed, because obviously, like, being a squid is a bigger hitbox. Like, being a squid obviously has a bigger hitbox, but, like... I'm not afraid. Okay. They're all just kind of hanging out up here, which is kind of bizarre. A little annoying, but not... oh, he did get a trade. Okay. No, he didn't. Wait, who did he kill? He killed someone. I should have paid more attention to that. Oh, damn. Okay. I'm gonna try to paint as much mid as possible here. Good. Good. Ow. You know, I truly think that sometimes people, like, have lackluster aim, but not because they're bad. I think it's just because they don't expect people to not jump. Because, like, people jump a lot in this game. I'm not kidding when I say that either. People jump a lot in this game. It's the fact that people jump a lot in this game is where I really think people, like, if you were a very stationary player, then I genuinely think you would have a slight advantage sometimes, just solely based on the fact that people do not expect people that jump. Do they still have it? Oh my god. No! I can't believe none of us killed anybody there. All right. Oh my god, I'm almost back in the positives. Just one opens victory and I'll be back on the positives. And I got the silver crafting badge. Hell yeah. You know, I think, honestly, because these maps are genuinely difficult for Headit. I think most maps are actually kind of difficult for Headit, and I think it's just simply for the fact that because there's a lot of verticality, it's hard for Headit to really make a point for it. I don't know. You know, let's play some Headit. But I still kind of want to play Crab. Yeah, let's play Headit Nouveau, whatever the hell it is. Let's see how well this goes. I just really need to hope that the game... I just really hope that the game can give me, like, a good support player. Just, like, even a halfway decent Ed Zap or a halfway decent Splash. Perfect. That's all I need. Only 5 shots. Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. As long as I get my open gambit activated, then that's plenty fine. I don't have stealth jump, so I do have to be a little bit more careful where I'm jumping. But other than that... Nice. That's a little unfortunate for them, but hey, I'll take it. To be fair, with the long range that we had, there wasn't really much that they could do. Like, the most range that they had was a Hydra, and the Hydra was kind of standing in unfortunate spots, so... Oh yeah, before I um actually forget, I wanted to rewatch the VOD for X Name versus Singularity, just in preparation for the interview. I want to make sure I'm like fully prepared for that. So I think after this set of games, we'll go ahead and do that. I will put my full trust in my teammate. Nice. Okay, cool. I was kind of expecting that to not happen, to be quite honest, but hey. What is this guy doing? Okay. You know what? I am the shortest range, or the longest range weapon on here. I'll stand on the tower. I shouldn't be standing on the tower, but I will. I don't know if there's someone behind there. I don't think there is. I think my exposure would have gotten them. Bro, what? How did the vacuum like suck it up when I was behind him? Whatever. Yeah, wasted on me. How did he get up here? Ow. Oh, he jumped. Man, it took me a billion years to figure that out. He jumped from the top thing onto the... Okay. How's your job search going? Well, Glassdoors, I can tell you that it's not going well, because I still have yet to get an interview with a job that would accept me. I swear, people are way too picky when it comes to jobs. It's like, why do you want to work for us? It's like, well, I need money to live, and I have bills to pay, so please. What if I said, pretty please? Would that make you feel better? What if I said I was so desperate that I would literally crawl on the floor for you for a whole day, whenever you wanted, just so I could get this job? I will kiss your feet. That's how desperate I am. How'd I not kill him? Thank you. Oh my god, someone was paying attention. How did you not kill him? I don't care if he was in freaking... Dude! I swear I saw him get hit with a direct twice. Hello? You a nerd. How? Okay. Dude, I'm like watching my teammates and I'm like, nah, there's no way you didn't get that kill, I swear. Like, I promise you, man, you got that kill. Dude, this double blaster shit is annoying. Okay. For a second, I thought I was like just barely out of it, but I was not. Thank you. Dude, my teammates are gods. Dude. Now I kind of feel how our last opponents felt, probably. Okay. Oh, but what? Okay, wipe out. We can... Oh boy. Yeah, that was kind of funny to see. Ooh, what a throw! Oh no, let me get up, let me get up, let me get up. No, he got two of us. Damn. Oh, I should also probably use the Aether Thieves. Okay, I should do that. Very slow comp here. Oh, he should be dead. I'm glad that there are like people who just. God. I'm glad that there are people that just kind of understand that once someone gets on the tower, they're like okay to get off the tower. Especially as like a frontline weapon, that's like super important. Go ahead and get on the tower for y'all. Nice. Get out of here. Hey, what's up, bro? Stand man white. That makes sense. Very similar comps. The only difference is the stringer. and the Dapples, which unfortunately is their only kind of front line, so they kind of have to play super carefully. Oh, hi, the Dapples are there. I didn't actually notice that they were there. Ah. Damn. I thought that was just ending. You know what? I think, honestly, if they didn't have that whale, or they didn't have that special power-up, I probably would have been fine. Worth it. No, that was the worst. Those worst toxic mist I have ever encountered in my life. Oh, that's so sad. Let me get it before it disappears. No. Nice. Disruptor should be good. Ah! Oh, we got the lead. Okay. I was really trying to push on one of them, but that was... I think that might have been a mistake on my end. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna get the lead here, I think. Or not. Okay, got it. No. We just need like one really, really good push. Ah! These dualies, man. This Dynamo shows up in places that I never expect. Get me on that tower! I'm dead! Yeah, those dualies were in places that I just, like, never expected, guys. That was actually kind of insane. Sorry, I'm just watching some old videos. I'm just watching some old streams of of the Final Fantasy 14 group, which we're trying to get back in. It's just a lot of life stuff has been getting in the way. So I'm just just watching the re-clear of P10, our like actual struggle battle. I do apologize. It's such a good moment. Suppose I got that. Jump out here. Fuck. I I don't know what was going through my mind when I was like, yeah, this'll last, and that was a bad idea. Don't ever do that. Damn. Oh yeah, I don't have the Manus jump up on this one. Quick super jump. Fuck. I was really hoping the guy would be able to get him, but I guess not. Okay. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. That was poor movement on my end. dog has entered the room. Damn. Okay, good. I was really hoping that Reef would be able to get him. Oh, they cleared that checkpoint? Dang. Yeah. They're too much in our crap. What? He saw me? He hit me from there? I'm able to get up there. Dang. Not too bad of a spread. Oh my god, I'm finally out of the negatives. It only took me a million years. Okay, let me go use the bathroom and go close my door because Mr. Man decided to open it. And then we'll be reviewing Singularity versus X-Name from Little Squid Leauge. And then hopefully by then we'll be doing the interview. So go ahead and give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. Oh, let me mute my mic too. All right, I am back. Thank you for waiting. Now, we are going to review the VOD for X-Name versus Singularity. Let me go ahead and get back up here. And this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and watch this here. I'm actually going to F11 enlarge this and make sure I have Epic Pen here because I want to make markings. Let me make sure this works. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and watch here and see how they do. So, X-Name is pretty static in their team comps from what I remember. In Singularity is pretty fluid, especially with like their triple bucket comp. So we'll definitely have to see how the team works. I want to see how the triple bucket comp works specifically because that triple bucket comp is like it really interests me. This is something that you would be able to easily do on a low level, but on a higher level it is something that you would struggle a lot with just because there is still a lack of paint that you have, especially when it comes to what Singularity is running. It's like it's like most teams obviously like I wonder if there's like a team comp builder for Splatoon. There probably isn't. But like, okay, so when it comes to team comps, you'll generally see a support of some kind. Actually, let me do this. Okay, so yeah, again, I just wanted to review Little Squid Leauge before we get into the interview here. But generally with team comps, you'll see something like, oh, you know what? I can do this. I can go on the map planner here, actually, now that I think about it. You'll generally see this. Let's go ahead and just do Macomart zones overhead. And it's stuck again. I don't know why that happens, but Macomart zones overhead. Okay, so like for zones, Macomart zones, typically you would have like, you know, some type of Slayer. Usually that's like the shot that's responsible for being a Slayer. There are usually the pretty aggressive ones. It's in average, it's not usually something that you would see. You'd have a support like a Splash here. Splash is like one of the support weapons. Either Splash or N-Zap. Oops. Either Splash or N-Zap in the support. So you just like in case you want to have cooler, and then you would have some kind of midline or skirmisher. If you were doing a midline, then something like I don't know, like the Splattershot Pro. The Splattershot Pro would be a decent midline, or I would say even like the Knot or the Head It if you're like not running if you're not running NZAP, then you'd typically see like Head It. So this would be like your midline, and then you'd have some kind of anchor, which could also be Head It, but typically your anchor would be something if in the case of my team, like a Stringer or just a charger like the ZF charger here. So this would be basically your backline. So you would have like a Slayer of some sort. Let's say, here, let's do LDE, for example, on Clam Blitz, because Clam Blitz is different for us. So if I were to do Clam Blitz here, typically our comp would consist of like me on Head It. Let's say we're not running Cooler this time around. So me on Head It, we would have a Bucket on our team, just as like a support slash Slayer. We would have either Tri-Slasher or Shot, but I think Merlin typically just plays Vanilla Shot. So we'll have Vanilla Shot, and then we'll have Bio, primarily on Range Blaster. Where's Blaster? Here we go. It's primarily on a Range Blaster, which this isn't like a standard comp for sure, but this is typically the comp that we would play. Now with Singularity, you would see literally triple bucket. If they wanted Fizzy, if they wanted Cooler, then they would run, you know, Nouveau. If they would run Explo as well over here. And then I know they would have a Shot too, so let me go ahead and get a Shot out. And then they would also be running just like Vanilla Slosher, which is always good. So the problem with this particular setup here, is that they are very paint inefficient. And what do I mean by that? The Tri-Slasher here it can paint for itself, and it does have Fizzy Bomb to supplement that, but it's not going to paint as well as something like the Splatter Shot or as well as the Splash-O-Matic. Something like those, or the N-Zap, would be typical support weapon. Your Bucket here would typically be a Slayer, and then your Anchor would be the Explo. So those would be like that, your general team comp. For us, it's a little different. Of course, we would have our main Slayers would be here, our Bucket would be support, or let's say Lucy would run Zap, because Lucy also likes to run Zap. So this would be the typical team comp that we would run. This would be the typical team comp that we would run. And the reason why I think just pure, like, if you took teams just completely out, these are like the best of the best for each weapon, because I think they would defeat us right now because we don't play often. I would give it to this team. And the reason why I would give it to this team is because they have paint, and they have AoE, and they have good paint and slaying. So it's the combination of good paint and the combination of good slaying that I think it would be edged out. Like, they only have 2 Slayers and 1 support, where we would have a support slash Slayer, and then a full support, and then we would have me as an anchor, and I'm a very mobile anchor, so that would be, I would give it to that team. However, of course, player skill, I do easily think that they would easily trounce us, but that is solely because there's better players as of right now. Like, if we were to go up in a scrim against each other, I would not doubt that they would do better. Let's go ahead and skip forward here. And our first map here is on Zones. And on Zones, again, you would see Singularity here with triple bucket. Oh, they had Reef mostly. But you'd see, like, this isn't good for painting. This is good, I would say, for killing, for the Shot and the Dread, because they combo really well together. The Explo and the Dread could combo really well together, and then the Fizzy and the Shot could combo really well together. So generally, this is more about team. Oh my god, they forgot. They forgot to swap off of the Splatfest tees. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. They were playing at a disadvantage, and I think they still won this game. But like, this compared to this, I would genuinely give X-Team a little bit of a higher, they have a little bit of a higher synergy, But they both do have Reslider cheese, of course. I think the Carbon is a pretty decent player, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and see how they play here. Good spread from both teams here. They're already in the middle. Singularity gets control pretty much immediately here, and they're just going to be holding this top stack up here. Now, this top stack is, of course, good. Both teams are basically going to be holding top stack here and here, while there's probably going to be like a team here, a team here. I think generally this is going to be the standard of how people fight in this particular zone. Typically, you would have your backline somewhere right here. And then once they get zone and they manage to kind of push the line of scrimmage up this way, they would want to take this so they can kind of cover this whole area. Or at least from here, they would be able to cover this area. And then you'd want to stand here to cover this area, because there's only really a whole handful of ways that you can reach the teams there. So there's that. There's going to be a lot of flipping back and forth, especially since the Macomart zone is so small. Xname was able to clear out Singularity here fairly efficiently. Let's go back to that first team fight here. And it doesn't really look like, like Singularity took one out, they traded another, and then they took a third person out. So unfortunately, and one was able to jump out. So unfortunately, that is essentially a soft wipe. They're gonna have to reset here. The Explo is trying to reclaim this stack over here. We have Splashdown, which isn't really doing much over here. We have the Crab was able to pick out one, and they were to pick out two more. So again, another soft splashdown or soft reset from Xname here. Xname is really kind of doing a good job at holding this particular area, and they're doing a really good job at keeping them off of this left stack. But with that, Singularity is able to at least get some pushback here. Unfortunately, it looks like they're a little bit haphazard, which is slightly unfortunate, but it's the first game in Grand, so they probably just have a little bit of nerves here. We have the Dread up top here. They're taken out. We have two people taken out on the side of Xname, and on the top right here, we're pushing out the Headit so that Singularity will be able to start getting some points here. And Xname does have the max cap here of 71 points, and they're immediately able to flip here, which is very interesting. We have the Zuka and the Crab out in tandem. They're kind of layering their specials as you should be. Unfortunately, it wasn't really enough to get any kills, but it doesn't really matter as that kept Singularity off of the main point enough to have them keep going. We have Cooler out here. We have someone taking a hold of the top right or top left stack here. Slosher going in, running out of ink, unfortunately. They're able to get out. Yeah, they're able to get out because of Cooler, so good on them. The Explo was able to get a pick on the end zap, so now the Xname will have a detriment in that they won't have a Cooler ready. And one jumps out, of course, so that Singularity is able to just get this full front line here, which is good. We have Zuka on the right stack here, just waiting kind of patiently. Ooh, what a snipe. what a good snipe there. Now, Singularity managed to get rid of their penalty points. We have Crab. We managed to take out one with Crab so that Xname can get the zone back. We have someone on the right here. We have to kind of watch this right side to make sure that they don't flank on us, but it doesn't look like they will. Dreadringer pushing up on the right side, trying to prevent them from staying up on that glass too long. Fortunately, that bubble was, or that Explo, okay. Singularity able to jump in, gain control here. We have the Explo just kind of poking, kind of keeping paint up, preventing them from going on the right side. And kind of assisting when they need to go on the left side here. What a good combo, which allows them to kind of keep the zone here. Singularity, being able to jump around on this right stack, being able to stand on this right stack is going to be really, really good for both offense and defense. It's one of like the main spots that I would say is like the most important spot in the entire game, just because you can do a lot from those stacks. Singularity still chewing through their penalty points here. We are at 13-7. We have Reslider online on the side of Singularity, and then we have Crab ready on the side of X-Name here. Let's see if they utilize that Crab for any kind of push available here. This ends up almost gets punished for being too aggressive, but it looks like they are using kind of a bunch of specials here. But unfortunately with that, because they had one counter special, it was working out in Singularity's favor, unfortunately. So, oh my goodness. So, like, special for special, Singularity is doing a little bit better at managing their specials, which I think is a lot better. Got Cooler out in mid. We got X-Name pushing up. X-Name is trying to like push up, but they keep getting like pushed back at the same time. They're kind of like in this kind of push and pull situation where Singularity is still kind of inching out for a little bit of a better time here. We got 2 kills on X-Name, so it looks like Singularity is going to be able to get this first win here. So that was actually a pretty good set on Singularity's point. It really shows that you can kind of, if you have a better skill set or a skill level, then it doesn't really matter what your abilities are, as you would be able to win regardless. I also like how one of them is on deep milk chocolate. I just think that's funny. I wonder if they realize their mistake by the time they get to game 2 here. So let's go ahead and skip over to game 2. Got Rainmaker. Okay, they did realize their mistake. All right, so we have Singularity swapped one of the buckets, swapped Tri-Slosh for Not, which is very interesting because they lost their Cooler. Now, usually the way to fight Cooler is just with another Cooler here. So, like, you would trade Cooler for Cooler to make sure that each team would be able to come back at the same or at a better time than each other. Of course, X-Name here kind of just stayed with the same thing. They did change the Kraken here. It is Rainmaker, so Kraken does provide a bit more protection here. I do want to know, like, why the change to Not of all things. They are still running Double Bucket, of course. They're still running with Slayer here. 3 comebacks, of course. Nothing super weird or interesting here. Personally, I would probably swap this for comeback, but it really depends on you. But let's go ahead and move on here. Let's see. X-Name getting the first pop. Which on this map, pop doesn't really matter because it doesn't paint a whole lot here. Okay, we got a reef, 2 down on the point of X-Name. We're about to get the Zuka here. Splashdown. Using Splashdown and then pick up the Rainmaker is honestly the kind of the best thing you want to do. You don't really want to waste your special there. So I think that was a good play there. We got pretty much a soft wipe on Singularity's point. X-Name getting that pop, kind of holding it there. We're going to pick it up. They're going to push in with Kraken here. We do have to be careful because, yeah, there's going to be someone that would easily come behind. If they saved on that Kraken just for a couple of extra seconds, I think it would have been a lot better. We have Crab out on Great here. Gonna kind of get denied by Rain, unfortunately, for this Crab. So it looks like X-Name isn't able to quite do what they want. They were able to jump out, though, which good for them, because I was getting kind of intense there. We're watching Gray here. Gray is a really good spot to come in from. It's also a very hard spot to come in from, so it's a good idea that they're watching it. We have Kraken pushing in here. We have, unfortunately, a non-kill from Reef. The Reef was able to, not able to get any kind of support for that, so they ended up dying in the background here. Okay, this Expo is doing really good at covering their team. We got one from behind. We got a Reef coming in. Of course, that is going to... Ooh, what a kill. This Expo is doing really, really good. Okay. Rainmaker, but they're not going to be able to push any further than that. So now, on the side of X-Name, what they want to do right now is make as much space as possible. Basically, they just want to be like, excuse me, out of the way, coming through, and just like clear as much space as they can. Try to make sure that they're able to push without risking too much, but it looks like Singularity is able to kind of keep a number on them. Man, not in raid is such a scary combo, especially in this game. Since you do 32 damage, you really don't need that much extra damage to do it, to get a kill. Unfortunately, the Knot tried to jump back, but was unable to. They were pushing a little bit too hard, so they had to jump back, but they weren't able to do anything about that. We have Crab on the right side here. That is going to give them a lot of space to go in. As long as they're careful here, yeah, they would be able to get as far as they can, but it looks like 42 is going to be the max. 96 Gal and the Dread, I think, are retreating on the left here. They're going to try to hold this particular block. Right here is a very scary position for any AoE person. Just because, like, right here, because you have to pretty much go from here to any direction, aside from, like, going around this way. This is a really good space for Bucket to be, or for if you had a Blaster would be a good spot to put there as well. Just because, again, they have to go through here in order to clear. So if you're standing anywhere, like if you're standing anywhere in this area, then you're gonna get harassed by a Bucket player. But overall, it's a good position to be in otherwise. Let's go ahead and keep going. Another splashdown here. I was only really able to paint, not really get any kills. The splashdown isn't seeing a whole lot of usefulness outside of some general use cases, but it is, I think, going to be a better use case for the Explo. The Explo and the Knot do have the same kit. The Vanilla Explo and the Vanilla Knot do have the same kit. So I think the Vanilla Explo is a little bit better. Or sorry, I forgot what it's even called, but the new Explo. Oh my god, sorry, I'm yawning so much. But the new Explo, I think, is better than the Vanilla Explo, but I think the Vanilla Knot is better than the new Knot. It's kind of like a weird thing. Singularity is still kind of struggling to push in, but with this paint, they should be able to kind of do as much as possible. This Explo is kind of playing super assertive, which I think is kind of killing them a little bit, but I mean, that could just be their game plan, who's to say. X-Name does have good movement, and they also have good positioning, so at least for X-Name positioning, I think they have better positioning, but I think Singularity is better at taking opportunities. And what do I mean by that? Well, I do mean they're just hanging out over here. What do I mean by that, though? What I do mean is that X-Name has better positioning in where they stand, but I think they kind of fall apart once they get slightly pushed. Once they get slightly pushed, I think Singularity has the higher, or has a better advantage, because I think they see that opportunity to push and they go for it, which in this case, most of the time didn't work, but I think that literally just is because X-Stain kind of eked out a little bit better in terms of positioning. Dude, my God. Dude, I signed up for Glassdoor to find more jobs, and they keep like they spam so hard. I need to unsubscribe for them, but jeez. Overall, a good game from both teams, but again, oops, sorry, hit a chord. Overall, good from both teams, although I do think, again, X-Stain does age out a bit better in terms of the positioning. So, okay. Alright, Undertow, Spillway next here. Right. This might be the last match I will be able to watch here, but we have Tower Control on Undertow, which I think they did triple bucket for again. No, they swapped over to Wellstring. See, that's the thing with Singularity is that you kind of don't know what the hell is going on in their minds until you probably talk to them, because like you went from triple bucket to freaking solo bucket with S-Blast and Wellstring. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, where does that... Like, it's good that they're flexible, but where the heck does that, like, transition come from? It's just so funny to me. Let's see, we have back here. I think X-Name kind of wins this pretty single-handedly, but we'll see. I don't actually 100% remember. They're doing a really good job at picking people out, though. We got 2 people taken down on the side of X-Name, though. But Lilith here is actually cleaning up pretty solidly. And they're not pushing the tower, which I think is a good thing, because it gives the team time to recoup. I'm actually surprised that they were able to get 2, and that's, like, it. Okay, we got Ballpoint, which is definitely a less used weapon than before, but I do think Ballpoint is still good. It's just harder to use. I think Pencil has kind of taken over Ballpoint's position. Oh my god. This Mawa, like, they just unlocked something, man. I don't know. They just went crazy with that. Got the vac here. Oh, unfortunately, wasn't able to pop vac in time. Man, X-Name was like cleaning out earlier, but now Singularity is just like, hey, we woke up, by the way. Like, good morning, we're going to kill you now. Ooh, what a direct. All right. X-Name is a kind of back at it though. This is a very back and forth kind of set for these teams, which is kind of impressive. Yeah, they took that out. Checkpoint. Yeah, they punished the Kraken. They punished the Kraken hard. One. See, I don't understand how people do this crap with Zuka, dude. I'm such a bad Zuka user. I really do not understand how that weapon works. Okay. Ooh, there's one. Ten seconds left. We got kind of a GG Brio bomb here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, they're just gonna push in because why wouldn't they? Oh, wow. Okay. Alrighty. Looks like Singularity is ready, so we're gonna go ahead and get everything set up here. Let me do that because I think having a background is more interesting than not having a background, so we'll do that. And then I don't have the I do. I'm gonna mute that. I don't need that in the background. And then shrink this. Let me open up my reactives, make sure I'm logged in. I'm kind of lazy. Hopefully your group would work just fine. Alright, where's the voice call button? Alright. We should be good.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Let me get everything set up here.
Holy moly, we have.
I did not have issues making a group chat. I have done this before. I'm a professional.
We're all professionals here. So I was looking in the background. perfect. I have everything set up here. So first off, I just wanted to say thank you guys very much for joining us here. This is the second interview that I have here. Today we are doing an interview with the winners of Little Squid League Singularity. If you could, please introduce yourselves from left to right.
I guess we're starting.
Cinder,
Wait,
you're
who's
fast.
on the? I'm probably first. All right. I'm
thank
Cinder.
you.
It's alphabetical.
Why did Intel leave? All right. Yeah, I'm Cinder. I'm the captain of the team. I'm a flex player, and yeah,
And you're German.
I'm
You're
the
one
token
guy.
German. I'm the
You
token
are.
German on this team.
Am I next?
I guess
Yeah.
so, since Intel dev.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is.
Why is he gone?
Okay. I'm I play Tri-Slosher. I like Tri-Slosher.
Applause. Hi, I'm Retina in game. I'm also known as Void. And I do everything. I carry. That's what I do.
Carry.
Real.
That
Okay,
is
I've
true. Yeah.
Intel, you gotta introduce yourself.
Oh, is it my turn now?
It is your turn.
Oh, I'm back in good time, I guess. Well, I guess I'm Dynaman. I like Dynamo a lot, but I don't play it. That's really about it, to be honest.
All right, perfect. Well, yeah, again, I want to thank you guys for joining us here. I know that it's a little difficult for you guys, especially because I know you guys live in like 5 different parts of the world, 4 or 5. So I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here. But up next, just another standard question. What weapons do you guys play? I mean, you already kind of explained that, but like for more of a competitive sense, what kind of weapons do you guys play? Or do you have any favorites for specific maps or anything like that?
I guess we're in the same order.
I guess we have some favorite weapons. For me, it's I don't know. I play every weapon in the game, which is kind of bad and good at the same time. I usually like playing backlines, but because we have an exclusive backline player on the team, I'm not usually get the chance to do it. So I was on V-Shot most of the tournament. I played Carbon some sometimes, especially on like Mako.
Go on. Mention the E-Leader.
Yeah, I like E-Leader. E-Leader is like my favorite weapon in the game, but I never get to play it. I got to play it once in the tournament. What else? I play Headed. I play Long Rapid. I like playing Range Blaster too. And I guess like some short range shooters if the team needs it. If I have
Cinder,
to.
you might as well just list every weapon in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I
go to
know.
the game, start listening.
I know, yeah, I stopped talking. It's fine.
All 160.
Alright, Intel, it's time. You get to list your 4 weapons that you play and nothing else.
Okay, so I play Rapid Blaster Pro Deco occasionally on very specific maps like Crableg. I usually like to play Explo, even in like modes where like Rainmaker, where typically you don't see an Explo, because I'm most comfortable on it and it's just most enjoyable for me these days. I occasionally play Dynamo, but not often, because there's never really a situation where I got a good chance. Like in that tournament, for example, I didn't really get a good chance to. A lot of the enemy comps were kind of things that don't favor playing a diamond, and the fact we had triple bucket and just seemed to be working, so you know why not? And then, oh, what is the other weapon I play actually?
Tri-Stringer and Wellstring.
Oh, hi!
Play the
Oh yeah,
bows.
I play the bows sometimes as well, but again, not really too much. That's about it.
Alright, so I said earlier, I play Tri-Slosher, Soda Tri-Slosher, because just the fizzy lets you be able to move so easily, and being a Tri-Slosher, you really like that movement. But other times I play Knot. I played Knot a little bit during LSL 48, but Splattershot Pro is one of my favorite weapons in the game. I just like being able to beam people with the shots.
For me, I'm usually the player who gets bullied into playing support for a whole tournament. I'm usually the painter. I play Dreadringer. I play Neo Splash if we need it. As for like favorite weapons though, it's sometimes when I do get to slay, it's great. I get to play Stamper or S Blast, things like that. And yeah, I dualies occasionally, but they're a little retired at the minute. But yeah, no, out of the weapons I play most, Dread's my thing. I love Dread Ringer.
All right, perfect, awesome. Thank you very much. What kind of maps and modes do you guys like the most? Either as a team for team experience, or just on any individual case. Do you have like any particular favorite map mode combos?
Zones Mako.
Yeah, Zones Maker. Zones Maker.
I wanted to say let Intel answer that. Yeah, I guess Zones Maker is probably the team's favorite overall.
I like if you have a team where pretty much everyone can play buckets and plays buckets most of the time. Zones Maker is just like the map mode for us.
I mean, let's be real. There's that one Zones Mako meme, but I'm not sure we talk about
that. It's gone to this extent that it's our current team profile pic and the banner on our Sendo page. Like, we really like this map mode.
Yeah. Moments in the past where like other teams have like popped off when like we pick Zones Maker, destroy us.
Right.
And then, triple bucket, bye bye.
But like other stages, probably like Humpback, because it's also a really good bucket stage. I can play Carbon on that if I get the chance to. We play Tower Ink Block sometimes because we can put Intel on Tri-Stringer. What else? What else do we play? What did we
like
in
Barnacle.
the tournament?
Barnacle
Yeah,
and Haggle.
There was only Haggle, yeah, true, Haggle.
Haggle TC,
yeah.
TC Haggle's nice.
Okay.
I like Zones Haggle way more.
Yeah, and me too. But Haggle is just overall pretty good.
All right, sweet. I mean, I do not like Tower Haggle, but that's a different story.
I lost an only jump shot on ledges. It's great.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're on the same page, M-Dog, trust.
All right. How did you guys' team get started? Is this like a pickup, or it sounds like you guys have been playing for quite some time?
We're the breakaway of a breakaway team. We played together since like on and off since I think June of last year, maybe May, maybe end of May.
I think it's around May.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we picked up Jen, who's not here today, in December roundabout, and Marco is. Yeah, Marco joined the team during LSL.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Well, we've known Marco a while. They were a sub for us, but like they became like an official member, like through us winning LSL pretty much.
Okay, so LSL is kind of like that's it. This is the team now.
Yeah, literally.
Like might as well, you know.
It was that we wanted to like have our own like thing happening, so we just decided to just go with it.
Okay.
To have like a team of our own and stuff like that.
I mean, Marco's been floating between. I think. Would you say it's right, Marco, to say you've been floating between a few different teams over the last few months?
So I started comp like last year, April. I was on a team. We did some stuff. At some point we like kind of stagnated. I started subbing for Oracle. For a while, I joined another team that immediately fell apart. No big deal on that. I don't mind. And then I've just been subbing over here with these fine folk over here.
It got to the point where you were just subbing for us so much and playing so often that we're like, why aren't you just on the team?
Yeah.
Just get over here. Why not?
Yeah, it's one of those team things where it's like I've had that happen before, where you kind of just join team after team after team. Stuff happens, stuff falls apart. It's not that big of a deal, and eventually you just kind of find people and just like, why are you still technically a sub? You might as well just be a person like that is playing with us at this point.
Like that for us.
Yeah, that's honestly, I think it's a fairly common trope, at least in the Splatoon community, where people kind of just float around until they get kidnapped and they're like, you're playing with us now.
Real.
We adopted Docker and we took them in.
Yeah, exactly.
I was basically like, listen, I was literally like, I need a team, please. I need to do stuff.
You showed up like wet and pathetic in the rain on our doorstep and we like,
just stop being wet Tri-Slosh in the rain.
Have you guys won anything previous to Little Squid League before?
Nope. I mean, well, it
Well,
depends
different
on your
brackets, but never like
definition.
the highest
Yeah,
bracket.
like
There's been a
we
few
won.
tournaments.
What did we win?
We
Uh,
won Gamma bracket, low ink. We
Okay.
won.
all
We
for
won
one bronze or something
silver.
like
It
that.
was silver. We won all for
Silver?
one silver. Yeah.
I don't know, something like that, but never first place out of all teams participating. So this was the first time we actually won the finals of the first, like the highest bracket.
We
And
did
it
come
felt
quite
good.
close a few times though, didn't we?
Oh yeah, no, multiple times we've come like third overall in a
Mhm.
tournament. So it was nice to finally like secure the gold medal.
Yeah, you guys did really, really well. You guys played. I don't remember you guys dropping a game. You guys in X Name, I don't think dropped a single game until, of course, Grands, where someone has to drop something. So
We
dropped
we dropped
semis.
games in semis. We were three
Yeah,
to
Two
no.
semis,
Those
okay.
games were incredible.
and
Yeah.
like didn't we drop a game earlier than that as well? In like
We dropped one
finals
in
round two,
round 2 in
I think.
Diamond. Hold on. Send.
I think yeah we dropped one game there. Rainmaker on something. Not.
I
I
thought it
don't
was
remember the
Zones
map.
on Ronan.
Did we? I'm pretty sure we won.
In terms of how the tournament went, I think all of our team can
Yeah.
agree that semis was harder than grands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Semis was rough. Semis was very rough. but
Semis was like
we
extremely
clawed
close.
our way through.
Yeah, this is the game that we lost during just during the beginning of Diamond Bracket, and then after
I
semis.
I think that. Oh yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, after we got into semis, I think like Go Zuka's was definitely like a very, very, very strong opponent. We were very nervous during it.
Yeah.
Their rapid was incredibly good too, as well
Oh
as
Yeah,
the
yeah,
stand
true.
Their rapid
I-
was cracked.
I remember playing against them in a German seeding tournament for DSB, and we lost hard against these guys. I played with a different team then, but like I knew that these guys are really good, and we were kind of scared about that, especially
we-
after that second game where we got destroyed on TC. What was it, Hagglefish, I think.
I
Yeah,
believe so,
Hagglefish
yeah.
was the-
We barely won game 5 just from zones cheese as it was.
It was Zones Mako though. There's no way we're losing.
It was
Zones
zones Mako. We never lose zones Mako.
Yeah, which is actually interesting too, because like, well, I guess because like I feel like the set with Go Zuka, especially because it was a bow 5, it was significant. It was one of those things where it's like if you are struggling, then you kind of get nervous up until the very end. It's one of those things where it's either you climb out of that nervousness to win, to push ahead, or you kind of just fall apart completely. I feel like that's just a general consensus in a bow 5. Whereas something like in bow 7 and Grands, like, yeah, it's a lot of playing, but it's, even if it's back and forth, you have a lot of an easier time kind of snowballing or jumping back into it. Where in a bow 5, it's like, oh god, this is our last game. You need to like lock in like right now, or you're gonna just completely fall out.
I mean, when you play a best of 7, like at some point, it really just does start to feel like a scrim, which makes it way
Yeah.
less stressful.
Well, if you really want to mention a scrim, we actually scrimmed X-Name just minutes before the tournament began, and
We did,
their captain said they'll see us in finals.
That's
and
funny.
then we did.
Yeah.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
Break our end of a promise.
we did drop 2 games in the scrum, and we did drop 2 games in the final. So I guess the scrum was like exactly the same.
It was foreshadowing. It was foreshadowing the tournament.
It was.
Real.
Speaking of which, do you guys like go into each set with like a kind of game plan in mind? Do you kind of just more so react to whatever's happening? I feel like for you guys, it looked like it kind of was dependent on what was happening at the time. Like with Go Zuka, it seemed more of a reactionary thing, but I think it was because they were a lot tougher. Whereas somewhere like X-Name, it looks like you guys had more of a set plan going into it.
Well, we know X-Name quite well. We've had a rival with them for a while, so we knew what to expect when come from X-Name. They did surprise us with some interesting new things like double Kraken hack on Undertow Tower.
Yeah.
Was it Undertow? That was
It was
horrifying.
Undertow TC, and they pulled out Inkvac double Kraken, which was disgusting.
That was a horrifying game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just reviewing that one. It honestly kind of looked like It was close too, but it kind of looks like you guys were really kind of struggling on how to figure it out. But it is because it's GG Kraken, GG Kraken, GG Inkvac. So like
Yeah, I think the problem is like we have a few teams that like we play against quite regularly. We
Mhm.
know them, we know how they play, especially X-Name. They're like probably one of the people we play against the most. So when they pull out a strategy like that they've never pulled out before, it completely throws us off. But thank God it was a strategy that could only work for that one match.
yeah.
After
It
that
was a
match,
picking
counter pick
TC
too, right?
again.
Didn't we counter pick TC Undertow?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were the
we
ones who
lost
counted.
We did. They pulled that out, and then we agreed no more tower control for the rest
Yeah,
of the
true.
season.
Never doing the tower control again, which is fair.
I don't think they could counter pick either because it was the last thing they won,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, they couldn't counter pick TC after that.
Yeah, let me go back here. And this was, I think, the only time where you guys didn't run more than one bucket because you played Tri Nouveau, but it was S Blast, Shot, and Wellstring, and then of course they had the Double Kraken and the Inkvac and the Enzab. So at least in terms of special output, it was almost 1-to-1. But like, of course, a Booyah Bomb isn't going to do anything against a Vac or a Kraken unless you're very, very good at throwing it over them.
Yeah.
But like, that was an interesting comp to me because like, at least for the most of the tournament, I'm like, why? Like, these guys are running triple bucket a lot, which is really surprising because you almost never see that. At most, you would see 2 buckets. Like, even in my own team, at most, we would run 2 buckets. 3 buckets, I was like, this is bizarre. So like, is this just something that you guys run all the time, or is this just something that you wanted to flex for Little Squid Leauge?
If you want me to be honest, right? I came into this, and this is me personally. So I came into this, and I completely forgot that like we have 3 people, including myself, who would like and would prefer to play bucket.
Okay.
In a lot of these scenarios. So I came in here and I never thought about that. And then as we tried it, it basically was true. It worked. And then Makwa suggested that triple bucket is like the same thing as having 3 shooters.
Yeah.
People do it and it works.
Yeah, that is true.
I'll take it from here. Like if you really think about it, like what is a Tri Nouveau supposed to do? A Tri Nouveau plays fast, sometimes gets cooler, throws fizzies a lot. What does Dreadringer do? Dreadringer paints, has Reef Slider, it can do 90 damage chip. It's pretty good at what it does, but it's not the same thing as what a Tri-Slosh should do. Explo is long range paint and chip damage. Like, all of these weapons have different utility. Why does it matter if they're all the same weapon class? It doesn't make any sense. Like, people will run Zap, Shot, and 52 Gal at the same time. People aren't going to be like, oh, they're running 3 shooter weapons. Like, that just doesn't sound meaningful.
I was opposed to the idea.
Yeah. The entire tournament, like we never really run triple bucket before until this Little Squid League run, and I'm sure.
No. This is our specialty. This is our specialty. We always.
I was gonna say, like, after this tournament, I'm sure it's something you will see from us again. Like, I don't think we're gonna drop it, but Cinder was opposed to it the whole time. He hated it. But if you actually look at our tournament run, every time we swapped off of it, we lost, and every time we did triple bucket, we never lost. So
yeah, we literally undefeated on the triple bucket strat. Triple bucket plus V-shot, of course. We played triple bucket plus carbon, I think, at one point.
Oh, Cinder, you gotta play machine. It has Zuko, and then we can quad bucket.
I can't even play machine, but I like why would I pick machine over V-shot in that scenario? Like, come on.
You wouldn't.
For the meme and the dream, my friend.
Yeah, I sent that to the bucket player on my team. And I'm like, look, it's the comp of your dreams, and they were like, yeah, it's meta, I promise. So they were super into it. So at least,
don't worry.
Yeah, at least from us, you've gained a friend, or you gained a fan.
I hope it gives you some hope for triple bucket, or I hope it gives them some hope, because you should. At the end of the day, like, you should really try anything you enjoy. We do what we enjoy. We did what we enjoyed, and we somehow won.
And I played V-shot.
And you played V-shot.
And you played V-shot.
Well
no
done,
leader for you.
I'm just glad that you get to play the weapons you like to play. I'm all for that. Maybe next time I can play leader again, right?
No, Cinder.
Like, surely.
Maybe next time mincemeat zones is in a map list, then you can replay it.
Nah, it's okay. I'll pocket Clash Blaster, and then I'll get all the chip AOE.
No,
bar-
Makwa, you play Reflux, remember? Meta.
You're right.
It has pain
It
and
has
it
paint
has
and
free fire.
slider. Holy.
Honestly, like, it was very fun watching the triple bucket, and even for myself, every time the swapped off, I was like, oh, they're not running triple bucket, and then immediately after you ran triple bucket, then I got excited again. So it was
But, like it's just so good. Like I can go in with Cooler and Fizzy Bomb. I can two-shot people with Tri Slosher. Dreadringer can like do all of the stuff it does, and then Explo can do its thing. Like we're not
The combo
overlapping.
potential is
yeah,
insane,
it did
Yeah.
work very, very well. So I'll give
And
you
then there's
that.
also a V shot.
Give that V
Yay.
shot.
Why not?
Someone has to paint a little bit more.
I had like
come on.
I had the most passive tournament I've ever played. I was literally just painting, getting Zuka, putting out like 6 Zukas a game. I did nothing
Well-
else in there. Every time
Yeah,
I
but-
tried to push or something, I always died. So I was
Cinder,
like, okay, I'll
you
just hold
still
back.
have
I guess
Zukas
you
to
get the
work
kills.
on.
It's fine.
You still have Zukas to work on. That shot we played against in semis got 10. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, he took
No.
all the paint away. It's not my fault.
Your passive is running in the front lines, killing people, getting like 1 Zuka a game, and then complaining that you can get to
Yeah,
kill
no,
anyone.
M-Dog, if there's anything you know about Cinder, it's his passive gameplay is pushing a 1v4 and then saying like, oh, guys, I'm alone. Why is no one helping me?
No. My passive gameplay is that 50% of the time it works and 50%.
Oh yeah,
it
it's a
doesn't.
coin flip. He'll get a quad or he'll just feed 10 times a game. It's one or the other.
Honestly, I feel like that's most Splatoon players anyway. It's either it's all in or it's none at all.
The Gambit.
The Gamba, yeah, the 100% Gamba. Moving on, did you guys like have any particular plays that you thought worked really, really well in your favor, aside from the whole triple bucket thing? Were there any other like very specific plays that you thought like just like destroyed X name at all?
Oh, are we talking about X name or just the whole
Or
tournament?
just tournament in
just
general.
yeah, just in the whole tournament in general.
Marquardt, take the
Marquardt,
stage.
go ahead.
So this
But-
It was funny. Like, you really shouldn't have won, but you just pressed ZR and things worked out.
yes.
It's just us all screaming, go back, and you're like, no, I do whatever the fuck I want.
Here, I have a clip.
Yeah, we do have
I'll-
a
oh, yeah,
clip,
please.
because it was so iconic.
Yeah.
I'll have you
Yeah.
know I encourage Makwa's behavior. I will not
Yeah.
stand on your side.
You encourage it afterwards.
Yeah, and then eventually in like the other like matches in grands when we were going up against X Name on Museum Rainmaker, I was able to get away with a lot of just plays that should not happen. Like at the beginning of the match, I got a 3K to wipe, and then we get first check. A minute until the match ended, I was able to do a 3K flank and just pretty much shut down any push that they could have made. At the end as well. I think
Moral of the story, people underestimate like how dangerous pushing a tri-slosher is in general.
There was also the triple, or the not triple, the double reef slider cancel on the Zones Mako game against X Name in the first
Oh
round.
yeah, true.
You can't forget about
the
that.
first
That's
set of
only reason we won.
finals. Like we killed the reef slider when they had coolers, so they just respawned with it again.
Mhm.
And then we managed to kill them again from spawn, which saved us the game because they could have just GG slided us in overtime. And we popped off so hard.
Yeah, no.
we were sharking on the edge. We're calling off, we need to kill this guy, we need to kill this guy.
Yeah, it basically just became
Everyone
like
was shooting him.
targeting the enemy dread for like the last minute of the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Clems Barnacle game, was it also against X-Name? Where we knocked them out?
Yes, we had a Clams Barnacle game.
Yeah,
where we
I
knocked-
don't think it was against X-Nem, but we had a Clams Barnacle game where like in the last 5 seconds of the match, we went from like 50 remaining to knockout.
No, I'm pretty sure it was against X Name because he had the ballpoint Nuva or whatever.
Yeah, against X-Name too, we knocked out both Barnacle Clems games. I think both of them were really well played from our side.
Which is strange because usually we suck at clams.
True.
There's always that
Yeah,
one
Clems
mode
is
where
probably
it's
the
not
worst.
like you're not the best at.
Yeah, like this Little Squid League was a little weird because like all the stuff we usually trash at was like the opposite. We were really good at.
Our Rainmaker wasn't too bad either. I mean, we won 2 games of it in a row.
Oh
so-
yeah, I'm just saying, like, I never expected us to be counter picking barnacle clams in a tournament.
Yeah, we're usually counter picking TC because we have like 2 blaster players that really like to play blasters,
Mhm.
or like zones Mako if the chance gets to it.
Yeah.
But like this time we picked TC, we immediately lost, so we're like, okay, no, let's not
Like,
do
you know
that.
what? Never mind.
Let's maybe not do this time.
We're like,
Maybe
you know
we'll do
what?
better
Yeah,
in
no
clams
clams
this time.
time.
Yeah, clams actually, it's not like the first mode that some people will pick. Although I do know, at least like in the case of like my team, we pick clams because we're actually pretty decent at it for some reason. I never knew why, but we tend to do good, and that's when we're like, all right, we'll pick it, and sometimes it goes well. Most of the time it doesn't. It really just
Yeah.
depends on what you're going against. But like
That's just clams all over.
yeah, just
Speaking
clams
of
in
clams,
general.
Crab leg clams. Oh.
No,
that
no,
gives me
no, 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 no,
PTSD.
no, no.
Okay, so crab leg clams is like always been like our team's kryptonite. Every single set we play against anyone, that's like the first thing they counter pick. We always suck at it. We always lose. I think we can all agree this tournament we broke the curse.
Yeah, we
did.
finally
That's
defeated
something-
crab
I
leg
think-
clams.
We beat
On-
an e-leader comp on crab leg clams, and I have no idea how we managed to do that.
Yeah. We still lost a game on CV Crab Leg against Go Go Go.
Against the Rapid team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
But
was
we beat the
just
e-leader
because of-
team.
Yeah.
Just saying, we beat e-leader team on barnacle clams. On crab leg clams.
Just take the
Hey,
one and
winning
run
at
with
all on
it.
crab leg clams is progress.
True. I mean, 50% win rate on that stage is like better than 0.
Precisely.
Exactly. I actually have a particular play that I thought was cool. It wasn't even game winning. I just didn't really expect it. It was game 5, 6, whatever the crap it was on what is this, Ramen Rainmaker.
Or the
And
last game of the.
yeah,
Final
it
game.
was the last game, and it was just like what impressed me the most was this reef slider just canceling out the splashdown, and then immediately after, well, it wasn't immediately after, but a few seconds later, it was just like, oh, it's a wipeout, and then you guys just kind of ran with it. I was a little surprised at the fact that it wasn't a trade, because typically the interaction between Reef and Splashdown is they would almost always trade, but not in this case. It just blew my mind that it wasn't a trade, and then you guys just kept going and going, and I think you guys got a knockout on that one as well.
No, we almost knocked
We
out.
did
Almost
knock out,
knocked
but
out, okay.
we
We
kept
came
staggered
pretty
in their
close.
spawn for like 4 minutes. It was crazy.
Are
Yeah,
we-
true.
are
We,
we talking
we managed
about-
to do a really good push on that, and then we just spawn camped them for 2 minutes until they managed to get us out of their
Yeah.
spawn.
Are you talking about the part where I like perfectly timed the splashdown where the
Yeah,
invincibility?
Intel is
Yeah.
really good at that.
Yeah,
Intel is
Intel's
really good
played
at that.
so much Explos. Splashdown timing is like his heartbeat at this
Okay,
point.
that makes sense then, because I've like actually just straight up never seen that, even in higher tier tournaments, like I don't know, Riptide. If you see Splashdown in like grand finals, which you most likely wouldn't, but even then, most of the time that just comes out into a trade. So just seeing it being like, oh yeah, I win this matchup was really fun. Was really fun to
Intel
watch.
yeah.
is secretly Div X. We all know this.
Real.
Guys, please don't expose me on stream. I don't want this.
They're
kind
gonna
of public-
ban you. They're gonna ban you from lowing.
Yeah,
Oh, boo hoo.
Yeah, it's like, oh, boo-hoo, you're low ink band. Guess I have to do better tournaments now.
Well, I guess we have to play Worlds.
Yeah.
so-
There was also a point in game 1 I'd like to point out where my triple splashdown saved the zone when everyone else was dead.
Oh yeah,
otherwise
in
we
make
would've lost
a
the
zone.
game.
It's true.
They were at
Yeah.
7 remaining, no penalty, and my splashdown capped the zone.
Yeah, they
And then I
completely
remember that
destroyed
too.
us. They completely destroyed us on Mako on like the first like 2 minutes until we managed to come back and
Yeah,
somehow
no.
won.
They went from like
Still
100
really
to
low.
7, and then we came back and knocked out. It was awesome.
X Name is a very, very high progressive team. Like, we can never outdo them in that regard. Like, we have to play to patience. We can't just, like, run in. And I think that's the problem we had at the start of that game. I think we kind of staggered, and they did use a lot of powerful specials too.
Mhm.
But I think we kind of, like, took it like we could just run in and fight them straight away. And that resulted in 3 people going down twice, I believe, within the first
Yeah.
minute. just leaving me alive both times.
I think we
Which is
we
obviously
even wiped
suboptimal.
3 times in the beginning of the game there
We might have.
We
without
realized
accomplishing much.
XName's one of those teams where we just have to play more patient to win. Like, you can't always just play hyper aggressive against everyone.
But you do have to be careful with them because they often do run a reef slide or something. So in zones, you can't just take it for granted that you can play patiently because they will just reef the zone.
Mhm.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed actually a lot from X-Name is their positioning, uh, they really knew where to stand to take fights, which is something that is difficult, especially in Little Squid League, because this is obviously meant for like newer players or players that aren't quite at that mid level yet. And X-Name kind of has that down where they kind of just go up and take that space. They kind of force themselves in, which if you're not expecting that, then that is something that
Yeah.
you just really can't fight against until it's like a little almost too late.
Yeah, they are really good at catching you off guard. I think that's the number one thing I could say about X-Name personally. I think they're just really, really fast, really, really strong. But as soon as you start to stall a game out, and you start to kind of put them under pressure where it's not obvious they're going to win, that's when they seem to falter.
That's the strat against them. I feel like they are very aggressive players. They are very strong players. They
Mhm.
win their fights. So when you like don't match their energy and like playing aggressive and you play more defensive, it's almost like they're a little bit lost because they can't take fights as easily. They can't take space as easily. That's definitely like what we realized with the amount of times we've played against them.
Yeah, and you've already kind of answered this question before, but did you guys have like any plays that you thought didn't exactly go to plan, or you just felt like you had something going, and then one thing went wrong and everything kind of just fell apart after that?
Anytime we didn't play triple bucket.
Real.
That
Undertow
is sadly
TC.
that is true. I think
Undertow
also the
TC.
Haggle TC in semis as well. I think
Well, I
TC
told you not to
this
do that. I
tournament.
told you that was a bad idea. You didn't listen.
I didn't counterpick that. They counterpicked it. I couldn't.
They picked it. What do you mean we
pick
didn't
Haggle
listen?
TC.
Oh, did they? Oh, I to be honest, my brain was not functioning at that moment.
Such a hater.
Yeah, no. TC this tournament was really tough for us. Usually, like we're really good on TC because of all the blasters we play.
Mhm.
But I think especially this time because like the four of us, like we played together before, of course, but we usually like don't play with these four guys. We usually
Right.
play with someone else too. And like we struggled to find comps that work on TC because we didn't want to bring Explo for it because X was like probably TC's worst mode.
Right.
And like, then we were missing out on a lot of paint that the Explo usually brings. So we picked Wellstring, which also like pains a bit, but not as much as Explo does. I'm still stuck on V-Shot because I need paint. And then we have a blaster player, so we're losing the Dread. And then we have the Tri-Slasher, and this just leaves us with
something
not-
we struggle with a lot is probably one of our weakest things we struggle with is just kind of comps.
Just
Bluntly,
constantly.
it's comps.
not usually, but this time especially.
This tournament specifically, because like
Yeah,
we had to sacrifice one thing to bring another thing, and it's like
Mhm.
we get rid of one weakness, but we gain a new one.
Well, there
It's
was
like-
one constant though. Triple bucket.
Yes,
That
triple
is true.
bucket. And I'm sure people will see more of our triple bucket. Who knows? Maybe quad bucket.
Oh God.
Maybe we'll push the dream.
Yeah, it
What
was.
Explo next?
It was definitely one
Eventually.
thing that I did notice pretty quickly is that triple bucket is what won you guys so many of your games. Whereas something like even like game 2 against X Name, you pulled out Not, which was
Yes.
interesting. What was the thought process behind that? I'm actually kind of curious about that. Was this just like
This was Scorch Rainmaker. So
Yeah.
like I play either Tri-Slosher or not on this stage. I think in our comms we were just like we want the tagging
okay?
and just the more range to kind of poke from instead of being
Scorch
all
is so
pushy.
big and open.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, we were
So-
we were
It's a
afraid they were
good
gonna
backwards
include
try
the
might
carbon
like
game.
struggle to get in. Because of how
Yeah.
big
They
and open
played-
it is.
They played Carbon in the first game, I think, and we were like
Yeah.
afraid
Yeah.
to play. Like they
Yes.
played it in the scrim as well, and the Carbon
Mhm.
players really got on their team. And
Yeah.
we're not usually that good at tracking them. especially when Intel is the one on point sensor.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
So-
no. You put Intel on point sensor, we get 2 point sensors again.
Hey.
He's
Yeah,
like,
the
guys,
thing is-
why would I use my sub when I can just fire my main weapon again?
Yeah, but with
It's
me,
true.
instead of getting 2 point sensors a game, you get 2 not charges a game. I get too trigger happy with my point sensors sometimes, and I don't leave enough charge for my main weapon.
Yeah, and I think
Um,
we wanted a bit more midline for that map
Okay.
as well.
We thought they might use some shorter range stuff. Plus, the stuff they were using already was quite short, so we've had a feeling that might work well. But obviously, it did until it didn't. and then
Obviously, we
lost.
should have
Yeah.
just stuck with triple buck.
Yeah.
We probably should have.
For a second, I was a little more surprised that you brought in Not and didn't bring in like the vanilla expo, but that would make sense. At that point, if Intel wasn't gonna throw out point sensors, then obviously like, what's the point? So
Yeah, the point.
Oh god.
And then
Oh.
I didn't notice this at first when I was watching, but there was a blunder that you guys did, and this is something that happens almost to every team at the beginning of some tournaments. You guys left on your Splatfest tee.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Oh.
many times.
No. We did it
Other teams
twice
did it.
and we won both games. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I
Other
think the
teams did
funniest
too.
part was
Yeah.
one match we had 3 Splatfest tees and we still won.
I think that was grand finals.
That was
Against
Mako on Mako in
That was
grand finals.
Yeah, it was
And
grand
we
finals.
didn't have special power up on Reed Slider, and we still
Yeah,
managed
because
to
all
win.
of my
pretty
Yeah.
special power up for Dread is on my shirt.
I didn't even realize that. I went to go review the footage and I was like, oh my god, they forgot their Splatfest tees. But on it, like that, I think that kind of just proves that it is important to have like the abilities that you need for like certain circumstances. But honestly, like if your skill is high enough, then abilities kind of don't matter at that point.
Yeah.
Which I think that is a really good game to show. It's like it matters a bit, but it really does come down more to player skill rather than the abilities that you have.
Yeah.
So that would be a game that I would show where it's like you don't need abilities to win. You need abilities to help your playstyle, but you don't necessarily need it to win.
Exactly.
It did feel awful playing without swim speed.
Yeah, that's
So my
probably
strategy-
the one thing that you guys were like, "Oh God, wait, what is happening? What is?"
Yeah, I was a bit confused why I couldn't solo cap zone with Wraith.
It took me about 3/4 of the game to realize I was swinging at someone. I was like, "Wait a second, this is not the right shirt."
The real strategy is to just not select a team, and you don't get auto-equipped with a Splatfest shirt.
That is fair.
That's what you did, isn't it, Macwa?
Yeah, it was. I
Yeah,
didn't have
and
to
then
think
you
about it at
also
all.
forgot, to choose a team, so you got no sea
Yeah,
snails.
no
Good
sea
job.
I got no snails.
Not that you really need snails at this point in the game. I feel like you kind of
yeah.
solidified your gear sets anyway. At least that's where I come from. I think I have like 235 snails now because I just don't.
Yeah.
I have.
only have
the
I
gear
like
I
to
have.
collect
gear.
snails.
Yeah.
I run the same hat and shoes on every single kit I play. It's just the shirt that changes. And it's like, oh no, I have 3 shirts. Which one am I gonna choose?
Yeah.
Well, me
Yeah.
and you are quite alike then, Macwa, because I run the same gear pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
This is the first tournament in a while where I had something different on. I think
Joke's on you. I collect sea snails and keep them as pets.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I think I have like 200 and something. I never want to use them.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I even like towards the end of like Splatoon 1, 2, and 3, I never use sea snails. I got like 5 shirts, and I'm like, all right, that's good enough. That covers every weapon that I ever play. I don't need to grind anymore.
I mean, you never know. They might make third kits cost 100.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Not
Let it go.
No.
We're not
Believe.
getting Explo
Opium.
third kit. Let it go. We're not
not gonna
getting
be a
we're not
cooler
getting
extra.
Dynamo with Booyah Bomb. Let it go.
No. Dynamo with Zuka. Burst bomb. Please. Please.
I do miss the Dynamo. I was talking about this a while, some time ago, but I was like, man, I really miss Dynamo with Booyah Bomb. If there's one weapon that I want them to bring back with that combo, it would be Dynamo Booyah Bomb. I don't.
I mean, I
it
honestly-
can keep the sprinkler, but I just really want Booyah Bomb or Dynamo back.
I hated Booyah Bomb Dynamo. I love the Stingray one. That one was the one I always used throughout the entirety of Splatoon 2. I think I've like 3.5 or 4 million P on it.
Oh,
Like
so
that
you.
was just my complete main.
Unfortunately, Intel always advocates for them to bring back Stingray. And, it's
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, guys. That's my one downside. I
He's
hate
also the
Sting-
same
I
person
hate
that
all-
complains about Elite.
Yeah, but no. Stingray would make Dynamo not suffer against Elite anymore. That's why I liked it in Splatoon 2.
So you stuck with that from the beginning of Splatoon 2, right?
Stuck with what? Dynamo Stingray.
Dynamo Stingray.
I didn't really play at the start of Splatoon 2. I think the gold one was out from when I started
Okay.
playing it like a lot. But I'm not sure the Kenzo one was. It might have been though, to be honest. But I never liked the
always
Kenzo
played
one anyway.
Dynamo, though.
Yeah,
Dynamo's
but-
large. You've never not played that.
I don't like playing it in tournaments really because it's too risky most of the time, and we haven't really found a comp that works yet. Though I do have some ideas that we can try sometime.
we played Elite. We played Elite at Dynamo in the first
We
game
did,
on Crab
we
Lake
did play
Zone.
Elite at Dynamo in groups.
Did that work?
It did
Yeah,
work.
we did
but-
win.
Okay.
I mean, if it's Crab Lake Zones with an Elite, there's like no way we're losing that.
That's fair. I mean, Dynamo isn't like the worst when it comes to paint output. It could be better. It definitely needs to be buffed to be better, but it definitely. I don't think it's like the worst thing to run with an E-liter
Fine.
at least.
It's the inconsistent damage which sucks.
Yeah, it's more.
Yeah,
of the
I think
inconsistent
the
damage.
RNG on the flings is what gets me about Dynamo. If it had no RNG on the flings, it just had the same damage at certain range, and like the whole hitbox was covered by the ink, I think I just wouldn't mind. I don't think I care.
The fact it's possible to swing point blank range and the ink flies all around them and doesn't hit them is ridiculous. The fact it's even possible.
Yeah, you can thank
And it's
Splatoon
like-
1 Dynamo for that.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, at least Splatoon 1 Dynamo killed people. Same with Splatoon 2. Like, it felt like in those two games, you actually could kill people with it. In this game, it's like most of the time you're getting 2 or 3 shots. And then most weapons punish you immediately for walking forward. So why would you? You have to play at a range where it's not advantageous. And I mean, if you fling at someone at a range where you have the advantage, for example, a V shot, they just walk forward into you after you fling once and you die.
Yeah.
So you have to play it really carefully.
Almost
and
like
obviously-
a backline at that point, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, unironically, I played it more like a backline in Splatoon 2 than I did in 3, because, I mean, the thing is, if you try and play like a backline in 3, everything outclasses you now, so
Yeah.
there's no point, to be honest. But, I mean, we're spending a lot of time on this question. This
Yeah, I
went
know.
from,
We
any
made the
bad
mistake of
thing-
talking about Dynamo in front of us.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's
I
true.
could go on a tangent infinitely about Dynamo, but let's leave the Dynamo talk there before it's
Didn't
going
we? Didn't we want to impose a yet limit on you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
When,
Maybe
when
my
you
word
approached
count
us,
up.
when you approached us for this like interview, we were saying, okay, Intel needs a word count that you can't
The
go over.
word. count. Yeah, that would have been of the first time, but of course this is only the second episode that I've done this. But regardless, anyway, do you think there are any areas that you guys could improve on, whether it be like communication, map knowledge, weapon knowledge, something like that?
Slow play.
I think. What'd you say?
Slow play.
So-
Yeah,
oh my
we
God,
play
Michael,
too
please.
quick a lot of the time when we don't need to, and we just
And we
feed.
need to calm down in comms sometimes.
I think
Like sometimes
the
the
best-
comms are getting like, let's push forward. Yeah, but we need to calm down sometimes.
I think one of
Especially
the
in the semifinals, I think we were just like rushing comms and the way we played way too much.
I think again though, if you really want a game to point that out, before semis we played against that game where they had an Explo, a V Explo on Roman zones, I believe it was, and we lost. That was another game we lost in Diamond Bracket. We went 2-1 against that team, but we lost the first game. We were winning the whole game and we had solid control, but I think at the end there, they just like, obviously I'm a backline, so I wasn't really walking forward, but I think at least 1 or 2 people just started feeding in because I think we got panicked and we start trying to do all these solo plays.
Yeah, we definitely, as Intel was saying, sorry for cutting you off. I was
it's
going to add
fine.
on to what you were saying and be like, I think we struggle a lot sometimes with like the adrenaline of a match will get to us, and like we'll start going for these like stupid risky plays,
Right.
and sometimes we need to just learn to play more safe.
Especially
Nah, but
in
I'm
Rainmaker.
not gonna lie. that grand finals play on the one on Museum where I splashdown combo that guy with a 90 hit in overtime is the best. That you can't tell me otherwise.
But yeah, no, I think
It's still
we
stupid
definitely
than what we
are
saw there.
we definitely are improving. Apart from the very end, like in Grands against X Name, our museum game against them on Rainmaker, we played patient the entire time. We kept middle the entire time. We didn't like overextend too much. And like they were just kind of staggered the whole game. Like we had like an unbreakable defense, and I thought that's something we need to recognize more is how good our defense is compared to our offense.
Oh yeah,
We
our
definitely
offense
should
is poor.
play into that more than we currently do, and it's just something we need to learn.
Yeah, that is probably super common thing, especially in Splatoon, because so much can happen in like 5 seconds, and
Yeah.
if you don't realize what's happening, then everything kind of gets super messy or muddled over. Um, I know, like even in pro teams, if you hear their comms, they're just like screaming at each other, but like the difference is, of course, because they've been playing for a long time, they can pick apart what each other is saying and act on that. The lower you get in the, I guess, the totem pole of competitive Splatoon, like between low and mid level, you're gonna struggle a lot between picking apart what everybody is saying, especially when you start freaking out or start panicking. And of course, everyone, I think, does need to work on that communication end, but especially if it's, you know, if one thing happens and you're not able to communicate that properly, or you start freaking out, then yeah, it's very easy to fall apart. Or I don't know, like going back to again the tower control, Hagglefish tower control,
Oh, gosh.
Undertow, was that like a bad like game in terms of communication, or was that just overall because of the other team comp?
I
It's just
think
think
something
that
we
you
just
didn't know
got
was
comp
going
diffed.
on. Comp diff.
Honestly,
uh,
it felt kind of helpless, at least for me. Like there was multiple times where me as an S Blast is trying to get some picks so we can push forward. There's like no paint for me, and then two Krakens activate at the same time. What do I do? Like I just die there every time. I
at the
think it really
start,
was for comp diff, at least for me.
Okay.
at the start as well, I think we did have a bad start. I think 3 people died within the first few seconds, and I was forced to jump out. I was just left in the corner, and that allowed them to get a really big push. So like some instant momentum, which is exactly what X Name needs, as I think we've mentioned.
Right.
If they get that momentum at the start of the game, they are very aggressive and they will push you back into your spawn. Like they got some really good momentum off of that wipe, well, near wipe at the start of the game. So I think obviously the combination of the team comp that they had, alongside that unfortunate start, I think that definitely didn't help. But yeah, I think that's about it really.
Okay, so that one was more
Regarding
of
that
like
game.
just a poor start rather than poor communication.
Yeah, it was like I don't think our comms were the issue. I think just their comp in combination with like against a team like X Name, if they get a start like that, they're gonna snowball
Right.
like really well against us.
And they're
Probably
such
also
short at doing that.
another issue there. We like what specials did we have? We have like
We are
Booyah Bomb and Trizuka for defense, and that's basically it. And
Yeah.
like we didn't really have the specials to actually slow down their pushes. Like we can't deal with Kraken. None of the specials really do anything against that. So they basically get a free game. I think that game mostly came down to the comp diff. I think.
Okay.
In hindsight, we should have chose a weapon with Tri-Strike.
I should have
But-
probably
yeah.
just played
If we had a
Splash.
tri-strike weapon, that would have solved all of our issues.
Most likely, especially
The back.
yeah, with like Vac. And I think Tri-Strike does a little bit of a better job of pushing Kraken off a tower. At least in my experience, it does a little bit better of a job than Booyah Bomb. Not entirely sure why. I think just because of the more focused hitbox on the tornado. But that's overall something that, yeah, I get, like once once the team kind of just pushes in, then it just at that point kind of feels helpless. But at least it's good on that in that scenario. It wasn't really a communication issue. Like the last time I talked to the last team that won Low Ink, they also said it was a communication issue. where they weren't able to properly communicate what they wanted to do at specific times. But it doesn't sound like you guys have that particular problem. It more just sounds like, what am I trying to say? It kind of more just sounds like when the other team is as forward pushing as X name, that's when you guys would typically struggle. Or in this Little Squid Leauge's case, the lack of more than one bucket.
Yeah,
Exactly.
pretty much. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
Just you wait till Pop Bucket, we'll never lose, ever. We'll be too powerful. We'll reach our full potential.
That's still undefeated.
Yeah. On terms of that, now that you won Little Squid Leauge, are there any other tournaments that you're looking forward to participating in with that triple bucket comp?
And we signed up for Ludi, of course.
of course.
Ludi
We
and
hope
Bowie,
we're getting.
definitely.
We hope we're not getting Div 7 or something. We kind of want to get at least
Yeah.
the 6.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess we kind of just play every tournament that we can like participate in time wise. Like we're on a tight schedule for the next couple of weeks, so I'm not sure how many we can do.
We're
But we signed up for
probably doing
Lowing.
this weekend, yeah.
We're gonna do that, and yeah, whatever happens in the next weeks, and we have time, we're gonna sign up for that.
All
Though
right.
the triple bucket probably won't come back in low ink.
Yeah.
Because I won't be
There's
there.
a chance. Oh yeah, Inter won't be there, so probably only double bucket at most.
I
We'll be
mean, I can
playing
play.
with
I can play machine.
Just to compensate.
We'll be playing with our fifth, who's not here, and fun fact, they one trick V shot, so you'll have to see it.
And
Oh,
ends
okay.
up. And ends up.
There's always a V shot. There's always gonna
Always.
be a V shot.
It's good.
I feel
I'm
like
not
that's
sure I
just
get
the case
to
with every
backline.
team.
I got to play backline and Lowing. Let's go.
I always feel like there's just that one person that will always play V shot no matter what, and like every team, like no matter what. It's kind of funny. Like shot is a very consistent weapon, so I think it's just one that people will easily pick up, and you can easily carry it all the way up to being a top player. So I think people just like having it.
Fair enough.
It's
I
useful.
think
Like, there's a lot of people that don't want to play it, but it's useful when you have it.
Right.
it's funny because before we had Gen, we kind of had the exact problem of not having a player who
Yeah.
would just play something like that.
Okay.
So it was very, very it was a very good instance that we ran into Gen because we got someone who will just play V shot with a smile on their face, and just cooperate with the regime of the meta.
Yeah, we used to like argue or like take turns on like, oh, you're playing the shooter today. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And then
that's-
now Jen's here. He's like, I'll do it. I'll play V shot.
Yeah, no,
It's
I've
great.
definitely had that problem with my team where it's like, so who wants to play the shooter? And while we have a couple of volunteers, especially one of my teammates who like play shot, they also rather prefer to play bucket when they can, vanilla bucket and vanilla try. So even they're just like, okay, I guess I'll play shot, or I guess I'll play NZAP. So there is definitely always a time, but it is always nice to have that one person that's like, oh yeah, I'll be down. I'm always down to play that particular weapon. And for Ludi, so you guys definitely like shooting for Division 6?
I'd say minimum. We want to get
Minimum?
Div 6 because like I might sound a little cocky saying this, but I do believe that like we are at least a bit better than Div 7.
Mm-hmm.
Like consistently we've scrimmed or played with like Div 6 and 5 teams and won. So I think we can get above Div 7. I would like to get above Div 7. That's the goal, I think.
I mean, we won
Um,
LSL. Like, surely we're not getting Div 7 for that.
Yeah, it's like a few of us played in the last Ludi with a different team, and we got Div 7 then, like last year. So I think like that's like a goalpost of like what we'd like to beat this time coming around.
Yeah, I think with the victory of Little Squid Leauge, I think you guys at minimum would be probably lower seeded on Division 6, maybe towards mid. But I guess Ludi will fully set you. I do genuinely think you guys would probably be around the middle of Division 6, probably closer towards the upper echelons of Division 6, hell, maybe even low Division 5. Just purely based off of performance on LSL, but especially if you've gotten second and third place pretty consistently as well, I know that is definitely going to seed you a bit higher than the average player. Like back in the height of our team, I think we were Division 7, which we did not belong in there. But like because you guys won or got first, second, and third place in a bunch of different tournaments throughout the time span of you as a player, I think collectively you guys should probably be. I would say I would be pretty hopeful of at least like low Division 5, top of Division 6, somewhere around there.
We'd love to see it.
We'll see.
We do love to hear. We love to hear it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be keeping an eye out. I'm gonna keep an eye out as much as I possibly can. But lastly, just last question here before we end it off. Any general advice you have to people just getting started in competitive Splatoon? On maybe how to improve, what to look out for, anything like that.
I mean, I can go first. I have one that's not really about improvement, and I'm sure one of the others probably does, which is why I'm going with mine first.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say, play what you enjoy. Don't be a slave to the meta if you don't enjoy it. That's what I've chosen to do. I don't want to play pencil. I refuse to play pencil. Like, I won't do it. Yeah, I know they hate me for it. They'll kill me eventually. They hate it so much. But I don't like that. And if you like that, sure, go for it. If you like one of those weapons, go for it. I have nothing against that. But if you don't enjoy playing meta, don't play it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
of course.
agree with that.
Yeah. That's about all I'd say. Anyway, I'm sure someone else here has something else to offer. So, whoever wants to go next, go ahead.
I
That's a
can
good question.
go next.
Yeah, you go. I have no idea.
I'm not cooking.
Yeah. Honestly, I think not most, but like a big part about playing with a team is just being able to communicate well. And one thing that I figured out early on with my first team is that it feels really nice when you start saying thank you to your teammates when they do something good, you know? So like if you're like in a fight, you need help. There's like a V shot on you that you're at like low HP. There's a V shot on me. This way, please help me. And then someone comes in and gets either a trade or like we turn it into a 2v1 and we reverse it. That's something good, and you should be thanking your teammates and for that and building that sort of relationship, because if you can't, like, you have to be able to trust your teammate in order to like win, you know?
We should try that sometime.
Just go into 2v1s all the time and be like, thank you.
We should do what Intel does, and every time he dies as the backline, say it's the front line's fault for not protecting him.
When did I say that? Oh, that's not fair.
Building off of what Intel and Mac were said, kind of like a combination of the two, is like, when it comes to something like competitive Splatoon, and like with most competitive games in general, it's usually something where, like, if you care enough about it, you're going to commit a lot of time to it. You're going to be playing for a very long time, like months, years. And like for a team game like Splatoon especially, I think what's most important for me is like not only for enjoyment but for growing and in like skill level and everything. Genuinely for me, I think just be friends with your team, you know? Like, don't see your teammates as just like, because there's been past teams where I've been a part of where like I haven't really built good bonds with the players that I've played with, and it's kind of felt like, oh, I'm off to work with my work colleagues. But with Singularity especially, it's like your teammates aren't just your teammates. Like, build personal bonds with them as your friends, and I think you'll just have way better synergy, way more fun, and like it'll motivate you to keep playing and improve more through doing that. Just be friends with your team. Don't hate them. They're not colleagues. They're friends.
I like to say, get to the point where it's comfortable to call them a bunch of nerds in an endearing way.
Oh yeah, no, like you should hear the banter we have with each other. Like,
No,
Yeah.
you shouldn't.
yeah, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't.
I mean,
Wait. I'm not understanding. Since when were we friends?
Okay,
Oh, no.
well, off the
Yeah.
team. Off the team.
I'm gonna kick you from the server today. We're looking for a fifth. Are you interested in joining us?
Yeah, anyone watching? Singularity's hiring a new fifth. We need a backline.
Well,
And
yeah.
Super
I mean, if
No, we don't need it back then. I'm the back then. We need someone else.
I mean, if you need a flex player from Tri-Stringer to Zap, I can play that. Sin, anything to add?
I
Finish
like
the
that Void
window.
completely stole my point. I wanted to say exactly that, but maybe something to add. In order to like build friendship, you don't want to play the game all the time. Like you're getting frustrated if you play it every day for like 6 hours continuously. It's too much. You need to take a break from the game at some point, or like just get into a call with them. Just talk for like hours on end, or like play a different game, or do something else. Don't just
Yes.
always play the game, and especially don't always play the game with the intention of like being the best, improving, and like playing seriously all the time. We're having like a bot on the server that gives us random ideas for open challenges, where we have
Oh
to like
yeah.
play a certain weapon class, and then we
Yeah.
play 4 bows or something like that.
Yeah.
And
There was
we
a
don't expect
tournament.
to win.
Yeah.
We're just having
There-
fun playing open together.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I think it's just important to know that like know when to quit essentially if you're getting like tilted and stuff. Have a break, you know, and it will keep the game more fun that way. I mean, like some of the most fun I've had with Singularity was just sitting and cool with Cinder while he like does like a Pokemon Nuzlocke, stuff like that. It's been really fun building friendships with my team. It's great.
Yeah, I
If you're
definitely
getting into
agree with
comp,
that.
make friends. Don't be friendless. That's
Yeah,
bad.
make as many friends as possible. Or you can be my team and just play Mario Kart, which then
Based. That's so based.
I don't
I
have Mario
respect
Kart.
it.
Now, when are we playing Mario Kart for real? That is
I
a
don't
good
have
question.
it.
Ooh.
I don't have the
crazy.
When-
game.
Okay,
That's
how
so
about when
Marco,
Mario
you have
Kart
to
9
invest
comes
in
out?
the team.
Yes. Mario Kart 9.
I'm waiting for Mario Kart 9 personally.
Yeah,
Switch
with
to
the
save us, please.
switch to
Yeah.
24-player Mario Kart or whatever it is.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
go.
like
We can have a scrim. We
I
can have
wanted
a
to
Mario
mention
Oh,
Kart
this
yeah,
just
you have
because
a
it's
Mario Kart
funny.
scrim.
Like Mark was saying, Switch to save us. Mark has like the very original Switch, so
I
every
have-
match we play takes like 10 years to load because of his console.
It is
I don't
literally, like,
understand though.
I don't
My
understand.
Switch. No. My Switch is also the very original
Yeah,
one.
but Mark was
Mine
also
doesn't have that problem.
American. They're also American.
I didn't even buy mine in America. It's so like it's definitely my fault. Like I took apart my Nintendo Switch to try and fix something and then put it back together. And it's most likely that reason why it takes a while to load sometimes. And everybody's like, uh-oh, the lobby's about to crash. And I'm like, no, please, I'm just slow. You gotta wait for the old man.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably just has something to do with that because like I've had a Generation 1 Switch. The worst thing that's happened to me is that I've had to get their battery replaced because it got really inflated. But it's not as bad as like Shiny, because Shiny's old Switch was like mega inflated.
What do you mean by that? Like, how big was it? Like the back of it was like sticking out? Like what?
Yeah, the back, like for my personal Switch, it was like the top you could like see it splitting a little bit, and it was kind of
gosh.
struggling to go into the dock. So that's when I knew it was a inflated battery issue. Shiny's his was like bursting at the seams. Like I'm not even kidding. Like if you've seen like I don't know those like joke video where people's like eat too much and they're like really struggling to put on their pants. It looked like that. That's how bad Shiny Switch was getting. He took a picture of it and was like, I think I need to replace my Switch. And I'm like, yeah, no crap, man. It's gonna explode in your hand in one day.
Someone
It's
tell
not like
Shiny.
overheating.
Someone tell Shiny Switch congrats on the baby.
Yeah, yeah. He bought an OLED a few months ago, and that is definitely what I should have typed. So, oh, congrats on the new baby, because it definitely looked like that. Like, geez, man.
Is that expansion due to overheating, by the way? Like, just curiously,
Yeah.
is that
I believe
because
so.
my Switch, I used to have it on for like 12 hours playing Fortnite, and yeah, I know, I'm sorry to like make this really cringe all of a sudden. I'm saving it for the end of the interview. I had to, but I used to run it
Fortnite,
all
No.
day, and the Switch would be making these guttural noises, but I've never had that problem. So I was literally just curious since. Like, yeah, I suppose it's just not something I've personally experienced. I think I've gotten really lucky with my first Switch. I've never done anything to it. I've never like dropped it or anything. And I guess maybe I've just been lucky because I've been on it 12 hours at a time, and it's been
Jeez.
overheating on like a heat wave day, and it's just survived.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it definitely depends on the Switch, but like at least from like the repeated charging could have a battery inflation problem. There's like a billion different reasons why it could happen. But yeah, I mean, if you still have the original Switch and it's still working and nothing has happened to it, I would say once you get the Switch 2, I would put that in like its own glass compartment.
I will.
In the fridge.
Keep it in
In
the
the fridge?
fridge.
Yeah.
I don't want to freeze the battery. That's not smart either.
Well, it won't overheat that way.
Yeah, but it won't be in good condition after you unfreeze it. I don't think. I don't think that's what you're supposed to do with the battery. I might not be a quantum physicist, but it doesn't take a genius to know you shouldn't be freezing a battery.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me for this interview. Do you want to shout out your socials, Twitter, YouTube, whatever? Twitch?
I don't got
mean,
none.
Okay.
Socials.
My Blue
What do you
Sky,
wanna-
my YouTube.
Shout out to
and
my friend Voidable. She makes great content. There you go.
Real.
He's definitely not me with a different username.
Yeah. My Discord, my Blue Sky, my YouTube channel are all the same handle.
Mhm.
Just go there. Watch my POV from literally a few days ago. Watch my POV. You gotta watch me flank on Rainmaker like a boss.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to put that into the post here. But yeah, you guys definitely made my job easy. I don't have to link to socials or try to find everything. That was a nightmare trying to get the last team's socials.
If
But-
you need any links, like we'll just leave them in the chat here.
Yeah, if you could do
We'll
that,
copy-paste them.
that'd be excellent. But yeah, thank you guys very much for joining me. Of course, we wish you luck in the next whatever you're planning on doing, Ludi, Triple Bucket, and everything in the future. Good luck, and we'll have to keep an eye on your guys' career from now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of
Thank you
course.
very
Thank
much.
you. You guys have a good rest of your day.
You too.
You too.
Thank
Well.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Man, they were funny. All right, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching that interview. That was actually one of the more fun interviews that I've had so far. Next interview is going to be with the winners of Low Inc., so stay tuned for that. I will have this video posted probably on Saturday. Well, probably not Saturday, probably earlier than that. It depends on how quickly I can get this chopped up and shipped out. But yeah, thank you guys very much for spending the time with me. I know we went over by quite a few hours, but I greatly appreciate it. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys very much again for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Splatoon. Have a good one.